Hello everyone, welcome here. So today we are going to discuss about the Adobe Illustrator, which is a most important software while working in a CAD or any of kind of Photoshop or Adobe Illustration work where the many of clients ask, do I need to work on the Corel or Adobe Photoshop or Adobe Illustrator? So what is the difference in between the three of these software? What exactly work of them? So today we are going to discuss about first. So as you all are aware, these three of softwares are very much important while working on the any of creature or maybe shape or any of designing work. So these of softwares are required or maybe applicable in the many of industries such as a fashion industry, interior design, architecture, art and dramas, film and dramas, as well as mechanical computer based work as well. So let me just give a brief introduction about three of this. Like the CorelDRAW is a software where we used to work on the illustration, or we used to illustrate all the picture in the PNG or JPG or maybe of CDR format, where we can illustrate and redesign as well. But in the Photoshop is basically about creating or manipulating the composition, where we also work in the vector based picture. But yes, the Photoshop is all about the designing, all about the editing, graphic art, this kind of presentation of work. But if we talk about the Illustrator, it is a sum of combination of the Adobe Photoshop, because we used to edit and we used to compose so many work here. But again, the another factor, we used to work in a vector based picture. Like, now you should be understand what is vector. Vector is basically where we used to illustrate in a 2D modeling or 2D designing. So if we talk about the Illustrator, we used to illustrate here in terms of use to creating or manipulating or composing anything. The same thing we can do in the Adobe Photoshop. But yes, but in Photoshop we used to work in a raster based picture, but in Illustrator we used to work in a vector based, like as I told you about the 2D modeling or 2D designing or maybe illustrate based work. But many of tools are more available in Adobe Illustrator. If we talking about the illustration, the both of softwares in the industry came up in a same year, like in 1987 the Adobe Illustration came or has introduced in the market. But yes, the both of softwares are have been introduced at the same time. So when we are talking about the illustration, it is basically a work where we used to design logo, any shape, or maybe any kind of icons, envelopes, or maybe any kind of flat designs where the any of block figures, or maybe the illustrate, or maybe the 3D modeling, or maybe the flashing figures, anything where we can work uniquely or creation or work on the graphic artworks. So many options are available in the Adobe illustration. So let's start about the Adobe illustration tools. So you can see, guys, my screen, I hope it is visible to all. So you can see my screen where let me just check once again about it. I hope my screen is visible to all now. So this is basically a user interface of the Adobe Illustration, where you can see this kind of screen where the multiple tools, options, toolbars, so many things are available. So let's start about it on the very basic. So you can see that this is a home interface of the Adobe Illustrator, where the new and open, like if you are already having any file in your system or maybe the desktop or laptop, so you can open it here, and you can start from the new fresh files as well. The some of the templates are also available in the software. Like you can see any of files you have saved in this system, or in or the template you have saved here. So you can use the mobile templates, where the so many different mobile sizes, mobile interface files are available. So you can see the web prints as well as film and videos, Adobe Art and Illustrate So many templates are available. So you can see the print templates where we commonly use the A4 size, or maybe the A3 size, or maybe A2 size, legal document size, large print size, letter size, any kind of sizes you can take from here. Okay, so guys, let me just tell you about the manual option as well. Like you can see that there is a so many preset options are available. Like you can see, you can give the name whatever you want to give to your file, maybe the ABC, and then you can change the unit of your file. Like so many files units are available in pixels, points, picas, inches, feet, yards, millimeters, centimeter, any of thing. I mean, it is totally depending upon the client or the worker comfortable, like in which you want to work. Like I used to work in a inches or centimeter or pixels, both three of them. So you can take any of size, height, and width. Choose from here orientation, the whole landscape and portrait version you can choose. Now let me tell you about the artboard. Artboard, it means here like we used to work on a single screen, right? Single interface, where the one white sheet is you used to call the interface area. And but here the multiple interfaces, or maybe the multiple screens, or maybe the multiple pages you can work here at a one time. Like this is called as a artwork. So let me just show you. You wanted to work on the four artwork at the same time, so you can just create in a A4 size, and you want to take a four artwork and create. See, you can see that the four of files, four of artwork togetherly come on your screen. But let me just tell you, whenever you are working on the different magazines, or maybe the lookbook template, that is great to do. But yes, here we are just going to start. So definitely we will take a single artwork or single size of picture. Like you can take any of sizes as I told you. So here I was telling about you but yes, and the next option, the bleed, don't touch it because this is not for you. So you can choose RGB and CMYK, whatever mode you wanted to. As I told you in the Photoshop session as well, the RGB is a green. Red, green, and blue, which is a primary color of that. And again, the CMYK is a cyan, magenta, yellow, and the black. Black is color. So you can choose as per your comfort. You can choose as per your work requirement. So let's start about the first introduction. Okay, let me just go back and take a single artwork here. So guys, you can see that this is a basically a simple interface of Adobe Illustrator. So this is a basic menu bar where the multiple menu options are available. So you can take any of menu bar option, and then at the left side you can see the toolbar kit is available. So you can take different tools. I mean, sometimes many of students get confused, ma'am. The colors are not showing, ma'am. The toolbars are not showing. So you can open it from here, like multiple toolbars options, property bar options, or maybe you can enable and disable both from the window section or window bar. So if somebody is facing this kind of issue, so they can open it. So there is a two arrow option. You can see if you want to parallel options, parallel toolbar options. I mean, it depends on comfort, as I told you. So you can just double click on it and just open it. And the sub all tools are also available in this in a single way. But yes, it is not much required here. At the right side, you can see that the right side, the different layers and properties, or maybe the libraries, you can just enable and disable. You can open up from here. So as per your work requirement, you can open any of work interface. It totally depends on your work requirement. So let's start about from the first section of it. Okay, let me tell you, there is so many free sites where the many of students do the practice and also work freelance, they because they pay as well. So such as Fiber, 99design.com website, these are the different website where the student or maybe the people work for their clients, or as a they do freelancing work as well, because this Adobe Illustrator gives the various platform to work as a freelancing way. So you can see that the multiple options are available after learning of it. So let's start. Let's start from the very first tool. So let's start with the first tool. Okay, so as you can see, the first tool, the both of tools are looking similar. So this you can call as a selection tool. So selection tool is basically in the Photoshop, we take any selection from the move tool, like a arrow. This tool called as move tool there, but yes, here it is called as a selection tool. You can see this is a selection tool and this is a direct selection tool. I'll tell you about this both of the difference. Like in the selection tool, you can just select, move, rotate any of way. Like for this you can take any shape. um for the work, guys, you can see there is a some small pointer is also available after ending of the tool. So this means called as there is a sub tools are also available. So you can just direct right click, not left click. There is a right click option. You can choose any of sub tools from here. So let's start with a simple shape. I'm just taking a rectangle. So guys, if you want to take a rectangle, width and height is showing at the beside the shape. But yes, if you want to square, you can take the help of shift key in your system. So if you want to take any rectangle, so you can work without a shift option. But if you want to take a square shape, so definitely you can press shift in your keyboard and just use like this way. Now you can see there is a different, the small dots are coming. So what exactly it is? So let me just tell you, whenever you click on the select tool, as I told you, select tool where work here as a move tool. So whenever you click on this object, so you can see there is a so many small dots are coming. That means there is a different bounding box are there. Bounding box is basically this object has bound from the different small icons. So which what exactly it is, this bounding is basically help to increase or decrease or maybe the change the size of it. So this is called as a bounding box. And the next small box, this is the middle one. So this is called as a resize handle. This is a bounding box, and this center one is a resize handle is also help to increase or decrease the size of the object. So here also you can just take the help of shift option. Shift, as I told you, is work always in a same proportion. It means square is having a same proportion at all four sides. So definitely you can take shift help while doing of it. So now you are clear about the bounding box and the resize handle. So resize handle is basically work help to change the size, and this bounding box is always work for from the corner to corner, whatever you need it. So now I'm telling you, if you working is like from the corner to corner, you can change, increase, decrease the size of it. But if you are working like this way, so when I'm just working on the corner, so you can see when I'm just little going far from the shape, so you can see you can change the direction of it. So rotate or maybe any of angle, whatever you want. Okay, so this is how it works, the selection tool. Now let me just tell you about, you all are already aware the copy paste, duplicate or grouping, or maybe because you have already worked in the Photoshop. Let me just tell you how this this control and alt work here. So whenever you want, or maybe first I'll just little small. Yes, let me just tell you about, whenever you want to copy this object at a same way. So you can just press Alt in your keyboard and just drag and drop here with the help of key left click. But at the same time, when you just drop it, this will be removed. But if you want that at the same time, okay, so press Alt, drag and drop, simultaneously press Shift and then drop. Okay, so what I have done, first Alt and drag and drop simultaneously, at the same time I have pressed Shift button. But if you just press Ctrl D at the same direction, it will duplicate the last work. How? Like for example, let me just tell you once again. I have clicked on the Alt and drag. Oh, let me tell you one more thing. Like if you want at same size, same gap, so you can press the Shift as well. So whenever you are pressing the Shift alone, it will change the corner style. But this is different. But if you are changing the, now Control T, so you can see it will duplicate the data, whatever you have done at last. So what I have done, or with the help of Alt key, I have just move it in another space. With the help of Shift, I have just proportionate. With the help of Control D, I have just duplicate the data or object. Now, if you want a complete column at a same way, as I mentioned, if you have not pressed the Shift key, so definitely it will not duplicate. Okay, now let me just duplicate. Now you can see the complete pattern has been developed with the help of Alt, Shift, and Control D button. Now, there is a one more thing I wanted to tell you. If you want to delete any alternate lane, like for example, if you are pressing here with the help of Shift, you can select multiple. Okay, so you can see Okay. Similarly, the same pattern you will follow the in this column, or maybe like this way with the help of shift. So you can alternate, remove this column or maybe row. So it will be totally depending upon your requirement. Okay. Now, if you want to fill that color, so here you can see the foreground or maybe the background color. Here, the foreground and background use in the Adobe Photoshop, but here it will be use fill and stroke. So you can see the fill and stroke. So if you, this is fill, this will be the inside color of any object, and this will be the outside or the boundary line, you can say. So let me just give the color. So whatever color you want, first choose it and fill it. Okay, whatever color. At the same time, you can just select with the help of different way. Okay, and with the help of shift again, you will select the shape and choose the color and give the another pattern of it. I'm doing manually. You can just do press shift and then select it. This can be also work. And at the same time, you can select many of alternate lines and fill the color. Okay. The same way we will follow the alternate second color. Hmm. So always try to use at the same time. I mean, select, because otherwise either you will remember the color or maybe at the same time choose the color. So otherwise it will be different. The same pattern you can follow in another shape as well. Now you can select and just give make as a pattern. So let me just show you another screen. Uh, okay. Okay, so first it will be in a single artboard. Okay, so you can just apply from the any other shape as well. Like I can do in a hexagon, polygon, maybe star, elliptical, any of it. So here you can see. So whenever you will click on the this, it will ask. Okay, it will ask the corner how many sides you want. So if you want polygons, you will just give a 5 direction of it. Similarly, if you will click 6, so it will become a hexagon. Okay, so it will be, you can choose. Now I'll just tell you about a different shape. I hope it will be helpful for you guys. Okay, with shift it will be okay. So with the help of selection tool, you can give the corner. Okay, let me just add here. Now with the help of Alt, if you want to get same proportion, then Shift and then Control D. Okay, now select whole column, Alt, and then control. Okay, so now you are seeing it will be going in a different direction. So it means we have not set our object in a proper way. So what we have to do first, we have to select the right direction. For example, okay, now control D, full selection. You can follow this pattern at the same way. Now you can see you have already a beautiful pattern here. So that will be cut down when your screen will be, your page will be saved in a JPEG or maybe the other version. So you can see that now if you want to fill any of way, like maybe this way of color, so you can first choose the object and then fill the color. Okay. At the same time, you will also select the all whatever object you want. Okay. So you can see that accordingly you can fill the color. Now you can see the two off shape pattern you have, you can create in this way. But yes, if this is a very good to go for to selecting or maybe to creating any object pattern. So as I told you about this first, the selection tool, where with the help of control plus alt plus shift plus control D, like the different people used to copy the object as well. But yes, the duplication is always save your work, whatever you have done in a last past history. So it will be more helpful, but copy paste is single object or maybe the single selection. But yes, the definitely the duplicate work, um, or maybe store your history, whatever you have done. Now let me ending up with the zoom tool, because it is also so many people use control plus option in their keyboard for zooming up, but yes, the zoom tool is generally work for the people, like people used to select for the more selection. And yes, whenever you want to zoom out, so you can just control plus space bar, so you can use it, or maybe the zoom out for any object. So for zoom you can click the magnify tool will be enabled whenever you want to use the zoom tool. It is always here for zooming or maybe the work in a minor way. But yes, if you are using space bar key, it will be zoom out, or maybe your tool will be work oppositely. So let's practice of this tool. I'll tell you about the next tool in the next session. So today we have done the different object creation through the shape tool, through the direct selection tool, through the fill and stroke. We have already filled the colors, and as I told you, the different templates and the different sizes of the template color. So I hope it will be helpful. Thank you so much. See you soon.